Perfect. All right. Well, hi, everyone. Welcome in. We're about to get started. I'm Layla Doty, Senior Privacy and AI Analyst at the City of San Jose. Welcome to the GovAI Coalition's April All Hands meeting. Feel free to introduce yourself in the chat with your name, organization, and your role. And for today's agenda, we're going to start off with some announcements, including a special update from the board. Then we'll be spotlighting the procurement committee to do a deep dive on a topic related to AI procurement. And then after that, we're going to wrap up with a quick readout of calls to action from the other committees in the coalition. All right. So if you're new to the GovAI Coalition, welcome. We are a collective of over 900 local, state, and federal agencies and 3,000 practitioners, all committed to advancing responsible AI adoption and governance in the public sector. And to do that, we create space for our colleagues to talk shop about what they're seeing around AI in their organizations and learn from each other. We also publish resources to help agencies kickstart their AI governance journey. And as a reminder for everyone, this is the current structure of the GovAI Coalition on the screen. The bulk of the work that we do here takes place in these 5 committees that you see. And each committee focuses on a different aspect related to responsible AI. And as of last month, the Community Engagement Committee merged with our Readiness and Adoption Committee. And one of the main reasons for that is that as agencies are exploring AI use cases and adopting them, we know that creating meaningful opportunities for public input to actually shape how governments are using AI is essential. And so we combine these 2 committees because community engagement is deeply intertwined with an agency's readiness to actually adopt AI. So if you'd like to join those conversations around public engagement, how we can engage with community members, definitely check out the Readiness and Adoption Committee to join those discussions. And as a reminder, you can find all of the committee meetings and Zoom information on our Google Calendar. Okay. So we'll move on to announcements for today. Just wanted to make a quick reminder up top that we have a policy in the coalition of not allowing AI note takers at coalition meetings. And this is because it can be a bit of a nuisance to other participants, especially when we have often hundreds of people on the Zoom call and thousands of others on our mailing lists. Earlier today, there was an incident where I think many of you received emails from one of the AI note takers. Thank you to those who notified us of that. So just to avoid spamming others in the coalition, we ask that you please disable your AI note taker if you're currently using one. We post all of our coalition meetings on our YouTube channel. We upload our slides to the webpage, and all of the important takeaways can always be found in the monthly newsletter. So you'll still be getting all the info that you need from the coalition without an AI note taker. So just thank you all for your cooperation and understanding here. Okay. Next up, the April newsletter is out. It was emailed to everyone earlier today, so look for it in your inbox. We have a big update from the board, which you'll hear about in a moment. We share some more news about the summit in here, and of course, some of the latest AI and policy news that's happening. So that takes me to the next slide, which is we have an exciting update on this year's summit. Registration is now live. So you can go to the summit website and secure your ticket today to join us at the conference in December. And our partners at Government Technology and the Center for Public Sector AI have been really fantastic. And they've been working with us to promote registration for the summit just to coalition members right now before we go and do a mass marketing campaign. So we have a brief period right now where we're trying to give priority to coalition members to sign up for the conference. With that said, these spots do tend to fill up pretty quickly. So we encourage you to get your ticket sooner than later if you can. We also have a justification letter on the GovAI Coalition Summit webpage, and you can use that as you're working with your leadership to get approval to join us at the summit. We hope that that's helpful to you. And just one more thing here. So the organizing team for the summit is going to be planning all the session content and whatnot over the coming weeks. And we want to make sure that the topics we have at the summit, the session formats, our speakers, all of that is going to be valuable to you. So we'd love it if you could take a moment to complete a really quick survey just to indicate what kinds of topics you're interested in, what kind of session formats you find most useful. That way we can make sure it's most valuable to everyone as attendees. We also have a spot on the survey where you can indicate if you're interested in actually being a speaker at the summit and propose a session that you'd like to do. So we'd love to put you on stage if you have something cool to share with the rest of the coalition, and hope to get a lot of session proposals from you all. All right, so with that, hope that you can grab your ticket soon. Please fill out that survey, and I'll wrap it up here and pass it to my teammate, Sean.
Thank you, Layla. I'm happy to announce that our playbook for building custom GPTs and agents has officially been released. I want to give a special shout out to the Readiness and Adoption Committee and the AI Upskilling Working Group for working hard to put together this playbook. So Stephen Hill, Lan Jensen, Sherry Luckman, Rich Oppenheimer, and Rick Raffi all worked hard and dedicated a lot of time to develop this high quality, in-depth guide. So what you're looking at is a visual overview of the step-by-step workflow organized into 5 phases to help government teams evaluate, build, deploy, and govern custom AI assistants, often called agents or custom GPTs. If you want a closer look at this visual, the link at the bottom takes you to a PDF where you can explore it in more detail. And for the full resource, the QR code and the hyperlink in the top right will take you to the complete 46-page playbook. I encourage you all to check it out if this is something your organization is interested in. There's a lot of resources in there, including templates, rubrics, guides, and much more. It also covers 4 major platforms currently available to public sector organizations: OpenAI's ChatGPT custom GPTs, Microsoft Copilot Studio, Google Gemini Gems, and Anthropic Cloud projects. And with that, I'll pass it off to Khaled for our special announcement.
Thank you, Sean. Good afternoon, Khaled Tawfiq. I'm the CIO of the City of San Jose, and a pleasure to make this announcement today. If we can move on to the next slide. Just a quick summary review what we have done as a coalition and as a group of 300 plus, 3,000 plus members. We started this journey back in November 2023 when we had about 50 people on the first Zoom call. And over the last 2.5 years, we've grown to over 1,000 members. And at the first summit or GovAI Coalition Summit back in December 2024, all the way to what we're planning to do this year at the summit in December of 2026. But a major event happened in April this month where we took 2 things actually happened. One, we got a grant from the Packard Foundation last year to kind of help us explore options to be independent and to spin off the coalition as a nonprofit and to see how we can dedicate resources and staffing to take the coalition to the next level. And we're very grateful for that vision and understanding of what we're trying to do for our partners from the Packard Foundation. And then we took it to our city council, and unanimously the city council approved the spinoff. And the continuous support is really overwhelming from not only from the city of San Jose and the members, but also from all a lot of foundation that believe in our mission, and there are a lot of conversation to expanding the support as we continue to spin out the coalition as a nonprofit. Next slide. So the way we are standing today, we have over 3,000 members from over 900 agencies, and we have about 7 agencies outside of the US. As you can see, we almost have at least one city from every continent. And one of the things that we're going to be looking at, how can we continue to expand and to be relevant and to collaborate with other continent and other countries in different regions, just to learn from each other and continue to solidify our commitment to collaboration and sharing knowledge and information. Next. Next. Slide. So what does the next phase look like for us? What does it mean for us to spin off and to have dedicated staffing? One, we definitely want to continue to be a government-led board because I think there is value in making sure that the board is leading from the perspective and understanding of the value of being an agency in government. Because I do believe that this is a unique understanding, and this is one of the secret sauce that we have, that we understand the business and we understand what we need to do to get things done. And it takes a special understanding to facilitate the collaboration and also facilitate services and solution that is really meaningful and needed in the government. To this dedicated staff, and I'm grateful to all the volunteers and my staff. But having a dedicated staff, we're hoping that's really going to take it to the next level. As much as we love volunteering, we still have a job that we have to run day to day, and despite the commitment and the passion that I've seen in the last couple of years, we believe that there's more that can be done. And having a combination between dedicated staff from the coalition and the continuous support and volunteering from the agencies, I think that combination and that hybrid model will really allow us to leverage our resources in a better way and take us to new areas that we haven't been able to achieve due to the resources and also the growth that we want to achieve. I apologize, my screen went dark for some reason. All right. Next is what does it mean for us for the coalition to be a nonprofit? There are three things that really we wanted to discuss. One is the funding. Being a nonprofit really opens the door for us to achieve more potential with philanthropic donations and grants, and the nonprofit will definitely allow us to do that. And therefore, that will allow us to dedicate more staffing and more resources. Two, opens really new opportunities for us to have more partnerships and establish new ones using the ability to be independent and also the ability to dedicate staff to engage and to develop partnerships. And the last but not least, really open the market for us to do more marketing nationally and globally, and also take the coalition just from where we are today to be a global recognized solution that people can a platform and a framework that we can work together to develop new solutions and ideas and systems, hopefully, that really benefit everyone and find a way to where we can share and we can grow together. Moving on, next one. So what to expect over the next few months? One, we were going to continue to keep the momentum because this is the main goal is not to slow down or to make any changes that will hinder the ability to keep the momentum and to continue to grow. So the goal is to continue pushing forward with the identified work plans and milestones that we have defined for 2026, while we are transitioning in using our staff to onboard the new dedicated staff and work with the philanthropic donations to help secure some of the funding needed to complete this transition. The roadmap also it include successful AI adoption and focusing on and preparing the staff and training the staff and defining or redefining the future for AI in government and how AI can be responsibly utilized to improve civic services. So this continues to be a mission for the coalition. And last but not least, our summit's going to be in December of this year, where by then we're gonna have a lot more to share and to kind of pave the road and the roadmap for us to define how the next couple of years is going to be for the coalition. So hopefully all of you can attend and we can meet with you and share more of the plans and the future direction. Next slide. This journey has been really overwhelming. Just to think that in the last couple of years, with all your work and all your passion and commitment, that we have been able to achieve so much. This is something, a historical commitment and results that I've never seen in government before. But it's really a testament to the teams that have been working the committees. And I'll be missed if I know I'm going to be missing some people, but my greatest appreciation and gratitude to the founding members, to the board that have been leading the vision for the coalition, for the commitment of the chairs and the committees and all the working groups that have been really working hard with understanding of the importance and the passion to make a difference, and for everybody that has been supporting us. And special thanks, absolutely, for my amazing team, Albert, Leila, Chelsea, and Sean, who have been really instrumental in driving the coalition forward. And I'm connecting with all of you and providing the foundation to leverage all our work and make the coalition what it is today. So I will close with what we usually say at the coalition. This is just the beginning. And despite everything that we have accomplished together, I think this is just something that we're going to look back and we're going to use this as a milestone, not at the end of what we're trying to do. So I really want to thank everyone has been that helped us to get here. And I'm looking forward to the commitment, continued support and commitment to take the coalition to the next level. And with that, I will turn it over to Albert.
Thank you, Khaled, and thank you so much to you and to everyone else who has been a part of this journey to get to where we are today. I've seen some questions in the chat around what does this mean for our organization? What does this mean for our funding? Just want to give a quick few responses and then just one the magic of the coalition comes from our government-led board and the government volunteers that run our committees. This just gives us an opportunity to have a person, a few people that are dedicated to run the operations of the coalition, which is something that is sorely needed. I know some concerns around funding. I want to what Khaled mentioned, a huge thank you to the David and Lucille Packard Foundation, who has given us an initial funding in order to make this happen, and other philanthropic organizations that we are talking with right now to make sure that one, we can run this organization, but also two, that we can be as focused on serving our governments and as unbiased in that opinion as any other organization could ever be. But again, that continues to require all of the support that we have here together, and excited to go on that journey with you. So with that, I just want to move into our committee updates. So for those of you that have been on our coalition-wide meetings before, you might be familiar with our committee updates. I want to just show, rather than focus on or give a quick status update for every committee, we're going to try something new now. We're going to do a spotlight. This should give an introduction to the committee, what it's doing, how it works, how you can get involved. We're going to highlight some of the great work that's happening with them right now. So for our first time in doing our committee spotlight, we're going to start with our procurement committee. So I'm going to pass it off to our procurement chairs, Emily and Aaron, to give a rundown of what they do.
Thanks, Albert. Hi, everyone. I'm Emily Royal. I am formerly from the city of San Antonio and more recently Assistant Director overseeing the Procurement Excellence Network at Partners for Public Good. I started the procurement committee a couple years ago and was joined by Aaron Bushman most recently. There have been a lot of people that have contributed to the work of the procurement committee over the years, and I just want to give my extended thanks to all of those previous co-chairs and participants that we've had and volunteers across the board that have supported the procurement committee. But this is such a great opportunity for us to share with the group revised and refreshed vision for where the procurement committee is headed and what we currently offer the GovAI Coalition and its members. First and foremost, our goal as the procurement committee is to advance a standard for AI procurements incentivize markets to adopt shared standards and requirements for responsible AI and like low key define what those are and should be. And also just build better contract outcomes for GovAI members across the board. This is what we work towards in both the work that we deliver on the procurement committee in a volunteer capacity, as well as the kinds of peer learning exchanges that we provide during our committee calls. As far as active work that we have running live, we really have three main streams of activity. The first one is our monthly peer learning sessions. We have an annual theme for these, which right now is really focused on bringing government practitioners to this forum to share how they've been leveraging AI for their own procurement workflows. Whereas previously we may have focused a lot on buying and purchasing AI explicitly, and we have a lot of work that's centered around that. Right now, we're really looking for this year at how procurement teams are using AI in their own processes, workflows, and RFP developments. And this has been really fascinating to hear over the last couple of months how different teams, both at the state, government, and public authority levels, are using AI in these capacities. So it's a great learning forum, and we're doing a lot of awesome exchange in that environment. In addition to that, we have two main projects that are currently underway and active. The first is what is called the Shareable Contract Initiative. This is a initiative that was developed by the city of San Jose. It is an RFP for large language models. And what we're experimenting with is incorporating shareable language in this contract that renders it shareable amongst GovAI members. Currently, the contract is under evaluation, so we can't discuss a lot of details right now, as we're black boxed currently by the evaluation process. However, we anticipate very soon that San Jose will be able to announce the results of that contract. And in doing so, we plan to educate GovAI members on how to use those contract terms. And that's really exciting as far as an experiment in exploring how the GovAI Coalition can exchange lessons learned from the contracts that we're building, but also when we have lead agencies that are coming forward and building and designing contracts that are working and are working well, how can we share those terms across GovAI members to really spread the love, if you will, on responsible AI? And then the second project that we have ongoing is our GovAI Contract Hub. We're always looking for volunteers to support and assist with the ongoing development of it. This was built in partnership with Pavilion, and it is a really awesome resource where folks can actually search this repository for any AI systems related contract that other government entities have issued. These are active RFPs. Some of them are open, some of them are closed, and they provide the contract language that resulted from the contract that's been executed. We plan to highlight contracts that are shareable, again, contracts that you can piggyback off of, that you can leverage the terms of, and continue to develop this really awesome resource for the GovAI Coalition. So highly encourage that you take a quick look at that. And if you have further ideas for how you want to develop and iterate on it, please let me and Aaron know. We are always here to source ideas and really love working, collaborating with our GovAI members on them.
Aaron, I want to pass it back to you guys real quick. What's the next steps for the procurement committee?
Sure, yeah. So our next meeting is going to be on May 7th, which is next Thursday. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to be talking about a toolkit for sustainable AI procurement. So this was developed by Data and Society. A couple quick bullet points we're going to talk about during that is AI's environmental impact. So think water, energy consumption, pollution and waste effects from using AI. Also, what to know about energy efficient computing. One piece of that I think is really fascinating is understanding SLMs, small language models, which can be a great use for something where you don't need the full, all the different pieces that your AI model is going to query from. So a lot of great things to talk about there in terms of sustainability, and also affordability ties into that one. We'll also talk a bit about, that focus of cost in taking a more sustainable approach to AI. Also helps with public trust. You've seen a lot of discussions about data centers and certain jurisdictions, opposing them. So a lot to talk about there. Also, we'll go through some pathways to how to procure more sustainable AI, just the questions to ask, what to build into your solicitations. Yeah, really excited for that event. And again, that is next Thursday on the 7th. And then I think I'll pass it over to Emily for the second part of this.
Sure. Thanks, Aaron. So what I love about the procurement committee is that we're all learning from each other. I want to flag also that the procurement committee is closed to private entities. So it really is considered a space where government practitioners and public sector agencies can be candid and open about the kinds of challenges and experimentations that they're doing with AI as it relates to procurement. So if this is a conversation that inspires you or that you're curious to learn more about, we have a number of ways that you can get involved with us. First and foremost, and probably the easiest, is to join our monthly peer learning sessions. So you just heard from Frank, a great use case of leveraging procurement in AI. We're always inviting practitioners to come share. If you yourself have a use case that you want to talk about, and connect with the procurement committee on, please message me and Aaron. We're always finding new speakers. We try to prioritize practitioners, but oftentimes we have vendors and practitioners who have been partnering together on specific use cases come and talk about those as well. Secondly, we invite you to also volunteer to support the GovAI contract repository. There's a lot of data that is locked in that amazing repository that we really haven't had a chance to analyze and extract and learn from. And so we're always looking for folks who are interested in supporting that work. You can sign up for the next procurement committee meeting, join us, and express your interest to volunteer at those meetings. So it's a great way to connect with that work. Third, we're planning a partnership in the fall or late summer with GovAI to do a workshop series on building responsible AI procurements. This is in partnership with the Procurement Excellence Network. And it's a three-part series, and it's really going to unpack how folks can actually build RFPs for AI that exhibit responsible AI best practices as exhibited by San Jose and their shareable contract initiative. So we're really excited to take some of that lessons learned from San Jose and that work and incorporate it into a workshop style setting where you too can build your own evaluation criteria for AI procurements that exhibit some of those best practices in an applied way. And then last, we are going to come back very soon. As you got anyone who's involved in procurement knows procurement takes forever. So we are actively in a procurement right now. And that is taking forever, of course. But soon we'll be providing updates for how you can learn about leveraging the shareable contract that the city of San Jose has put together. Again, it's for internal large language models. So platforms that support large language models internally, much like what Frank was describing, being able to build and create and iterate in your own organization. So we're excited to stay tuned and connect with us on our lessons learned from that and how you can also share that contract, leverage its terms, and potentially incorporate it into your own RFPs and procurements for similar products in the future. So with that, I think I'll just close this out and just say thank you to everyone who's been engaged and involved with the procurement committee. Hopefully this information was helpful for folks and we continue to serve as a resource for the GovAI Coalition. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily and Aaron and Frank for taking the time with this. I'm going to give just a few more updates across our other committees here. Huge shout out again to our Readiness and Adoption Committee and our upskilling or our training working group for completing their third playbook. This one is all about building custom GPTs and agents. That material is all available within the slides here, and that's going to be on our website in a moment. We've got an upcoming speaker with our Readiness and Adoption Committee on May 20th around open contracting partnership. When is your government ready to buy AI? Practical webinar on tips and tricks on how to navigate that journey yourself. So in the same way that Emily and Aaron and the procurement committee has an awesome session on it's May 7th, right? May 7th. We've got another fantastic session going on May 20th with our Readiness and Adoption Committee. And again, all this stuff you can find on our coalition calendar, which is accessible via our GovAI Coalition website. Let's see, Procurement Committee. Our Zoom calendar series has been extended, so that is available. You can register for that through the link that I shared above to join those meetings. And please re-download that calendar invite. Let's see. Last couple things that we want to shout out here. One, for those of you in the room that are still at the point or, are on their adoption journey when it comes to AI policies, data governance for AI, community engagement around technology. I know we talk fast. We talk about a lot of things here in those coalition meetings, and oftentimes it can just be really helpful to get personal support on figuring out where to get started across the coalition materials. Or maybe you're about midway through and you need just some support from some experts. And we are so excited to be able to have some incredible volunteers, some of our leads across the coalition being able to provide that support. So if you are a government agency and you are looking for personalized adoption support, wanting to take 30 minutes with some of our experts, Sayer, Meg, Liz, Artie, Sarah, around data governance, policy, and community engagement, take a look at that. Go through the form. It's a fantastic workflow. Sean, thank you again for putting it all together. And get the support that you need, right? We are all in this together, and the adoption that you learn and you grow in today are lessons that you're going to be able to share with someone else tomorrow. And that's really the magic of the coalition. And last but not least on here, Layla shared a survey. We got the 2026 summit coming up December 9th through 11th. So registration is open for that. And if you have a topic that you'd like to bring up or you'd like to hear about at the summit, fill out our survey and let us know about that. So that brings us to the end of our meeting. Check out our newsletter. As Layla mentioned, please disable your AI note takers if you can to avoid any spam. And we will see you again at our next coalition-wide meeting on May 27th, 1 p.m. Pacific. Thank you again so much, everyone, for taking the time. Thank you to our procurement committee for giving their shout out. And thank you so much to Khaled and our board for moving us into a very exciting phase 4 for the coalition. Take care, everyone.